you trust.
Ideas on how to move the city forward. Now, looking at the unofficial results, Anthony McCormick is the projected winner. Annie Young joins us now to talk about what this decision means for the future of Electra. Annie?
Thanks, Carney. On the ballot were candidates Anthony McCormick and Christopher Graham. Both candidates have said they wanted to see improvements across Electra, but differented how they plan to get there. Here are the unofficial election results. Like Carney mentioned, Anthony McCormick is the projected winner in this mayoral race with 75% of the votes. Christopher Graham received 25% of the votes. As things stand, it looks like McCormick will be the new mayor for the city of Electra. Anthony McCormick says his experience in local government and public works gives him a strong understanding of what the city needs. One of his top priorities is tackling infrastructure issues, especially water lines, drainage, and road conditions. Here's a look at what McCormick has to say about his win.
I feel good and I feel confident that the city's citizens have trusted me to be their voice and to lead the council. Thank you for running and being positive, and I look forward to talking to them in the future.
With the votes now counted, Anthony McCormick says he is ready to get to work for the people of Electra. He thanked residents for their support and said earning the trust of voters is the responsibility he takes seriously. McCormick says his focus now turns to working with city leaders and the community to address the issues that matter most. Meanwhile, opponent Christopher Graham says he is confident in McCormick's abilities to be a great mayor for the city.
I've kind of gotten excited about it. I mean, I wanted to do it, but the closer it got, the more excited I got. But like I said, he'll make just as good of a mayor as I ever would have. So it'd be a good race.
And Christopher Graham thanks voters for their support and everyone who engaged in this campaign process. He said he appreciates the opportunity to share his vision for Electra and the many residents who stood behind him. Graham added he remains committed to the community and wants to see the city continue moving forward. These unofficial election results are now in the process of being finalized. Be sure to just stick with your local election headquarters for the latest.
All right, we look forward to seeing what he does for the community in the coming months. All right, Annie, thank you so much for bringing us that update. Well, staying in Electra is the race for place 3 for county commissioner. The candidates are Lewis Booth, Christopher Leckman, and Diane Roble, with Leckman taking the lead at 56% of the votes. Booth received 26% and Roble received 18%. Now, in other election headlines, 2 Wichita County school districts weigh in on major investments in their future. Ashley Waters is joining us live now with more on this. And Ashley, it was a close race specifically for Cityview ISD.
Yeah, Carney, it was Cityview unofficial results being 51% and 50 votes against the bond and 49% and 49 votes for the bond. So tonight it was a pretty close race for Cityview ISD. Cityview ISD was asking voters to consider the bond for $19.8 million to fund a new intermediate school and upgrades across their campuses and a new gym that could double as a tornado shelter while also addressing aging infrastructure and overcrowding. Here's what Cityview ISD Superintendent Dr. Jesse Thomas had to say about these results.
Definitely disappointed, but again, it won't stop us from doing what we've been doing for the last several years for kids and making sure that they have the best opportunities in the area that we can offer for them, whether it's from programs, from our staff, and then also being able to meet their needs.
Now we're going to move on to Burke Burnett ISD and the unofficial results for their bond. Unofficial results for their bond, both Propositions A and B passing. Proposition A was 61% and 671 votes in favor of the bond and 39% and 34 votes against the bond for a $4.8 million for the CTE wing at Burke Burnett High School and district-wide improvements, and district officials want to prioritize safety improvements. And Proposition B with 57% and 626 votes for the bond and 43% and 476 votes against the bond for the $8 million multi-purpose indoor activity center for all different programs like band, cheer, ROTC, and even field days for the elementary schools. Here's what Burke Burnett ISD Superintendent Dr. Brad Owen had to say about these propositions passing.
Really, the great thing about that is every campus is impacted. And so it was a very well-rounded proposition. Our community group that came together did a great job of prioritizing that, heavy on career and technical education, safety and security, fine arts. This is one of those unique opportunities where, as a school district, we'll be the one and only school district in all of North Texas with a multi-purpose indoor activity center, and it truly will benefit tons of students, and so couldn't be happier about that.
And so with those propositions passing, we'll make sure to keep y'all updated when these projects will start.
All right, Annie.
Back to you, Carney.
We appreciate you. Excuse me, Annie. Ashley, we appreciate you so much for bringing us that update. Appreciate that so much. Now, over in Archer County, voters in the city of Scotland had to decide whether or not to legalize the sale of all alcoholic beverages, including mixed beverages. A sweeping majority voting in favor of the legalization. That took home 89% of the votes. Now, it could open the door for local businesses to grow while giving residents more options close to home. And this will also allow restaurants to apply for mixed beverage licenses, which will be expanding beyond beer and wine. Moving to other races across Texoma is the race for the city of Jacksboro alderman. In the race for place 2 are candidates Victor Sanchez and Shelley Sewell. Sewell takes the victory by only 10 votes. Another close race for the city of Jacksboro, alderman place 3. The candidates are Brian Isbell and Joe Logan. Logan is the projected winner by a difference of just 9 voters. Now, for the city of Burke Burnett, County Commissioner Place 6 was up for a vote between Bill Lindenborn and Sean Burns. And the results show that Bill Lindenborn will be taking that victory tonight with 67% of the votes. Now, going over into Young County in the community there for the city of Alney, they cast votes for 2 city council members. Over on the ballot were 6 candidates: Tommy Kimbrough, Terry Whipperman, Sammy Livingston, Jacqueline Voiles, Stephen Kinnick, and Colson Ballard. Now, out of all those candidates, the 2 that came out on top were Sammy Livingston and Colson Ballard. So those 2 will be on top for that vote tonight. Well, don't go anywhere. John is going to be back after the break with a look at his forecast. And as we head into break, here is a look at the current results of the other races across Texoma tonight.
When emergencies happen, you want help now. You want ER now. You never know when you'll be faced with an emergency. Doctors you trust.
Spirit Airlines has gone out of business. The airline announced today that all of its flights have been canceled, and customer service is also no longer available. The collapse comes despite efforts by the Trump administration to keep Spirit alive with a government bailout, ultimately not reaching a deal. Madison Scarpino has more from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
After 34 years of being in business, Spirit Airlines shut down Saturday with its final flight taking off from Detroit and landing in Dallas.
Spirit does not have airplanes in the air flying as of this morning. Also, their call centers are closed and they don't have staff at ticket counters.
The low-cost airline's collapse underlines an unintended consequence of the Iran war. While Spirit had previously filed for bankruptcy twice and struggled to turn a profit, in the end, surging jet fuel prices because of Iran's effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz drained the airline of cash.
Most U.S. Carriers are extending travel pass benefits, so that's maybe a spare jump seat or spare seats for any Spirit employees who need to travel back to their homes.
More than 15,000 jobs of employees and contractors with Spirit will now be eliminated. Many of those workers finding out overnight that they no longer have a job.
The mortgage still need to be paid. The car notes still need to be paid.
It's the first time in 20 years that a U.S. carrier similar to Spirit's size has liquidated. The airline accounted for 5% of flights in the nation last year. Spirit says it will process refunds for customers who bought tickets directly from the airline.
If you have a flight scheduled with Spirit Airlines, don't show up at the airport. There will be no one here to assist you.
And for a limited time only, airlines including Delta, United, and JetBlue are offering $200 one-way flights for flyers with a Spirit ticket.
I'm not going anywhere. You going anywhere?
No, not on Spirit.
Sure not. Oh, well, that's a shame. Sorry for those flyers. Well, MJ, let's move on to some happier topics, shall we? Like sports.
We do.
All right.
A lot going on over at Midwestern State today. The softball team had senior day, and while they celebrated in a fun way, we'll get into that. Also, talking NASCAR at Texas Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere. Sports is next.
When emergencies happen, you want help now. You want ER now. You never know when you'll be faced with an emergency. 24/7, 365, we are here for you. ER now. Faces you know, doctors you trust.
Winning cases is only part of the story. What our clients talk about isn't just the result, it's how they were treated along the way. At Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, we treat every case like it matters, because that's our standard. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you? Your lungs. We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Not see it coming. It's pre-diabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute pre-diabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Now, sports with MJ Baird from the OSTC Sports Desk, your complete orthopedic team.
The big race weekend at Texas Motor Speedway continues. 2 down and 1 more to go. Last night was the Speedy Cash 250, a NASCAR Truck Series event. The race going to overtime, and the winner, Carson Hocevar in his number 77 Chili's car. Hocevar is heating up, a winner last week at Talladega in the Cup Series. Now it is back-to-back wins, finishing first with the trucks. The 23-year-old in fine form as the calendar turns to May.
Yeah, just to keep it rolling. Yeah,
momentum and confidence never been higher, obviously. But, it's been a struggle to finish these truck races this year. So it's great to at least have a win in both series for the first time ever in my career.
Today was race number 2 of the tripleheader weekend, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Kyle Larson taking the checkered flag in his 88 Chevrolet. Tomorrow, the Cup Series, the Worth 400, 2:30 start from Texas Motor Speedway. Tobin and I will be there. You can watch the race on Fox Sports 1. Speaking of racing, let's check in on the horses. In Louisville, Kentucky at Churchill Downs, the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby today right here on NBC. 18 horses in the field this year. Well, actually, it was 19 until moments before post time. This gray horse is named Great White, bucking the jockey right before loading into the starting gate. The horse, as you can see, fell on his back, and the veterinarians decided we got to scratch him just minutes before the race, so he's out. Ultimately, only 18 horses into the gate, and yet only one can win. Wearing number 19, it's Golden Tempo. This horse, trained by Cerie DeVoe. Cerie, the first female trainer to ever win the Derby. Jose Ortiz was the jockey, his first Derby win as well. To the diamond now, college softball at Midwestern State, senior day for the Mustangs, the penultimate home series of the year, hosting Sul Ross for a pair of Lone Star Conference games this afternoon. We pick up the action in the bottom of the first. It was early and often for the maroon and gold. Tatum Waller at the plate, the big swinging righty on a line to left, and see ya, a 2-run home run as the Mustangs jump out to the early lead, and they weren't done in the first inning because 2 batters later, it's Maricela Landa at the dish. She didn't get all of it, but certainly got enough of it to straightaway center field and gone. Another 2-run shot. Waller and Landa, both seniors on senior day, flexing their muscles and leaving the yard. By the way, she's a junior, but she had a huge game. Kaylee Bowers throwing a no-hitter, the first no-no by a Midwestern State pitcher since 2014, all part of the Mustangs' 8-0 win in Game 1. Game 2 of the doubleheader, it goes to MSU as well, 4-3 the final. Chipper Mayorga with a walk-off sac fly in the bottom of the 7th, so it's a senior day sweep for the Mustangs. Elsewhere in MSU athletics, women's tennis playing in the Lone Star Conference tournament in the championship match. The Mustangs with a 4-2 victory. MSU won the doubles point, and that certainly paid off. This is Midwestern's 6th conference title in program history, the first since 2019, but that's a little hard to believe considering the Mustangs have had so much success in the national tournament. It was the conference tournament, though, that they just hadn't been able to get over the hump, and now they do. Lone Star Conference champs earning an auto bid into the big dance. Junior college baseball in Vernon, the Shaps hosting the Lions of NCTC for a pair of games today at Chaparral Field. Vernon winning both 9-2 and 13-8. These were the last 2 games of the season for Vernon. The Shaps finishing the year with a record of 24-29 overall, 9-23 in conference play. Last but not least tonight, high school baseball scores. Game 3 of a bi-district round series between Henrietta and Tolar. It goes to the Rattlers by the final of 6-4. Case Timberlake had a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored for the Bearcats, but Henrietta's season comes to a close. And to the Class 5A level, Memorial season ends after an 8-0 loss to Lubbock Cooper. This was game 2 of the best of 3 in the bi-district. The Mavs season is over. All right, that's going to do it for this look at sports. We'll wrap up the news right after this.
When emergencies happen, you want help now. You want ER now. You never know when you'll be faced with an emergency.